Journalist Rana Ayyub has been named in a charge sheet filed by the Enforcement Directorate over alleged money laundering linked to funds collected for COVID-19 relief. The ED has mentioned in the charge sheet that Rana Ayyub, who has often been criticizing the Modi government, illegally raised 2.69 crore rupee funds and cheated general public donors. The agency says Rana Ayyub illegally acquired funds from the public in the name of charity during COVID-19 pandemic, but instead utilized funds for herself. Ayyub is accused of receiving money from abroad without having registered with the authorities for FCRA clearances, which acts as India's watchdog on foreign funds, as well as the rule book to prevent misuse of donations flowing in from outside the country. Now Ayyub has tweeted and claimed that she was a victim and is being persecuted for speaking against the attack on free press in India. Let's take you through the money trail as per the charge sheet filed by the ED. The ED says there were 3 fundraiser campaigns launched by Rana Ayyub through which she acquired 2.69 crore rupees. These funds were then directed to the bank accounts of Rana Ayyub's father and her sister, and then the funds were transferred to Rana Ayyub's account. Now, when these funds landed in her account, ED says about 50 lakh rupees were used to create fixed deposits for herself, and another 50 rupees were transferred to another account, and only 29 lakh rupees were used for COVID relief work. About 1.77 lakh crore rupees have now been attached by the ED as part of the investigation. Let's also listen in to the complainant in this case.
Now, once those RTIs are filed, what we realize is that Ketto sends out an email to the donors of the campaign and says that the funds have not been utilized for the purpose that they were collected for. And that really raised some red flags as to what's really going on. Unfortunately, for those donors, the funds were already siphoned off by then. Once what happens is, now that the FCRA authorities have this in their matter, they have directed Ketto to send a mail to the donors, probably being cheated.
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And joining me on the debate with Ratan Sharda, author, is Dr. Sumanth Raman, political analyst. And Sumanth Raman, 2.69 crores, 50 lakhs in fixed deposits for self, and 50 lakhs sundry expenditure. 1.77 crores attached by the ED, and yes, it's a great noble cause of raising funds from the public in order to fight pandemic COVID-19. अब COVID-19 के account पे आप funds ले रहे हैं and you're creating a fixed deposit. Now, that's really true journalism.
Yeah, Navika, first of all, these are allegations which have been made by the Enforcement Directorate. They have been denied by the lawyers on behalf of Rana Ayyub, and we will have to wait for the investigation to be completed before we know what the facts are. If she is guilty, she must certainly pay the price in terms of facing the law. But at the moment, these are, we must understand, allegations made against somebody who has been one of the fiercest critics of this present government over not just a few months but over the last several years, not just at the national level but at the international level. So I would wait for the investigation to be completed instead of parroting out the ED's charges as the gospel truth. So let's wait. We will know once the investigation is complete and is put before the court what the truth is and whether these deposits were created in her personal name or her father's name, and how much of the money was actually spent. There is a charge that fake bills were generated. So how did they conclude that they were fake bills? So whole lot of questions which we don't know the answers to at this point in time. So I would say let's wait for the investigation to be completed before hanging the person guilty on national TV.
How very legally correct of you, Sumanth Raman. I must applaud you. So Ratan Sharda, in future, if there are charges that are literally flying thick and heavy on the other side, should we remind the same issue to them कि भाई nothing is proved in court? After all, अपने self के नाम पे एक fixed deposit ही तो है. Why are you jumping to conclusions? And why should funds go from father to sister's account and then come to self account? Normally when you raise funds for such activities from the public, then normally you would have a separate account, a charity account, and you would do your hisab kitab there. Why is there a fixed deposit? Isn't that a question that begs an answer?
Navika, accounts don't lie. Black and white figures don't lie. Auditors know very well. Even Mr. Sumanth Raman is very well educated. He also knows, he is expert on every subject. So you know that when there are account books clearly stating from where the money came, where it didn't go or did not go, there is something wrong. But if you still insist on supporting her, fine. But remember this journalist whom he says international crusader, her book on Gujarat rise was trashed by the Supreme Court. Sir, मैंने आपको नहीं टोका. Sir, मैंने आपको नहीं टोका. Please, don't be so agitated. ना आपका भविष्य खतरे है, ना मेरा भविष्य खतरे में है. ठीक है? आपको आर्ग्यू करना करते रहिए. Please, you keep on speaking. I will keep quiet. Please.
No, carry on. I'm short on time on the show. Please carry on, Ratan.
So,
no, he misquoted me. He misquoted me.
Okay, you can rebut and correct him later. Allow him to complete his train of thought, and then I'll give you a chance. Ratanji.
I have not even quoted you, sir. See, the issue is that the court says 2.7 crore is very small amount for which you should not harass a lady. Then she goes all over the world saying, I have been victimized. Her book has been trashed. Her reports have been trashed. And you remember, this lady got a bail for 2.7 crore embezzlement or whatever crime we call it. Supreme Court acquitted a person for 25 rupees bribe charge after 20 years. He had no legal support. Then there are people, 70% people in the jails today are in the jail because they cannot afford to have a bail. On one side of such cases, for small peddly amounts, they are suffering for years together. On the other, we have a lady who is a special status, being a journalist, who was trashed by the Supreme Court SIT, a lady which has clear-cut case of taking money from people in the name of COVID. And these are the same people who went overboard, showing blazing funerals, the bodies in the Ganga, all that is fine. But if the people come with a charge sheet, they say, oh my God, I've been persecuted. This drama has to stop. And people who defend such people must realize that every criminal is same. These people have been trashing Mr. Modi despite SIT's clearance, Supreme Court clearance, Mr. Amit Shah got clearance, but they will keep on begging them, saying that, oh my God, these people are murderers, these people are maut ke saudagar. But a lady whose entire evidence, entire career has been only full of innuendos, she is a great goddess. She can get bail, she can go overseas,
Raman,
and she can defame people.
Different strokes for different folks is the charge against you.
Okay.
But
Yeah, 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
80% or 90% of what Mr. Ratan Sharda spoke has absolutely nothing to do with the case. He is speaking about her book and the quality of her book and what was mentioned about the book and so on, so which are not really relevant, and how he carried out a campaign, how she carried out a campaign. Look, my point is very simple. I am not here to carry a brief for Rana Ayyub. All I am pointing out is that all I have said, she has been carrying out a campaign against the government.
Well, I only know that if she's somebody, the jury is still out on the charges being proved in court. I get that the charge sheet has just been admitted in the courts. It has been filed in the courts. The question here is that she has gone after people despite court judgments actually exonerating them. Yet, in her own case, the only alibi is, well, the judgment is still to come. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we leave it at that. Yes, the judgment is still to come. But if it's true, and if the charge sheet is read as what it says today, fixed deposits in your personal name when money is raised from the public in the name of COVID, well, that surely is not journalistic effort. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Dr. Sumanth Raman and Dr. Ratan Sharda, for joining me on the News Hour tonight.